Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your Coach Renz. So, H&M comes out insulting to black people in America and maybe some other countries as well. Don't know. Hadn't researched all the countries where people felt insulted. But here in America, black people got insulted because H&M came out with a shirt, and on the little shirt it said, talking about the coolest monkey in the jungle with a little black boy on there. Sure, the little black boy got paid for his modeling, print modeling, but fact of the matter is, pissed off because H&M has insulted black people, and black people now want to boycott H&M. I understand the issue. I understand the frustration. But here's the thing. So H&M comes out and they apologize. And many of you are going to accept this apology. Now, some of you don't understand business, but let me go ahead and explain something to you in business. Not one piece, a company as big as H&M, not one piece of marketing slips through H&M, their marketing department, not one piece of print, not none, without multiple signatures. This is an accident. We got to figure out what happened so it never happens again. This slip up. I'm sure at least 5, 10, 15 people saw this piece of marketing before it came out. And nobody said anything. For real, man? Come on. But guess what? Y'all going to accept that apology. Let me tell you why. Because you like a good deal. You like to shop. You like to go spend your money at people's businesses that you think are validating your funds. That's the truth of it. You feel like, since it's H&M and they're such a big company out of Sweden, they're international and all this kind of stuff, and they got these clothing that's low price, but you know, supposedly look good. These little, you want to buy it. You see the big store. It validates you and your money, so you want to go buy it. So now people are calling for a boycott. And they changing the picture, little memes like, oh, the greatest king in the jungle, or the greatest king ever, and all this kind of stuff, and putting crowns on the little boy head like the little boy is feeling bad right now. You're making all these memes about like changing it up, distracting away from the actual issue here. But here's the thing. Most people don't get the issue, not the real issue. See, here's the thing about this one. I believe H&M did it on purpose. Me, personally, I think they did it on purpose. Why? It gets them in the news. Nobody's been talking about H&M, but it gets them in the news. It gets your attention. Now people are focused on H&M. What is H&M? You know, they want to know. They focused on. They looking. Oh, dang, this is a place that got some low-cost pricing on some clothing, but kind of decent looking. They trying to make it look nice. It's like the IKEA of clothing, I guess. I don't know. I've never been inside one before. But now they're getting some attention, and you paying attention. People who previously weren't, you're paying attention now. See, I think they did it on purpose because what they want is your attention, and what they are is that they don't respect your black dollar. Because, see, they know the pattern of black people in America. I ain't going to talk about black people other places, but they know the pattern of black people in America. Here's your pattern. You ready for your pattern? Listen up. I'm going to tell you what your pattern is. Your pattern is this. Somebody come out, they insult you. You get mad, you boycott. You say, I ain't going down no dang no more. You do that for about a good week, maybe 2, maybe 3. Depends on what else happened. Somebody gets shot. Somebody robs something. Some President Trump say something stupid. Something happens. Somebody do something, sex scandal. All of a sudden you're not paying attention anymore. But now you know that H&M exists, and they put out, hey, we're having a sale, $7.99, get 3 sweat pullovers. And boom, you right there, you buying it. Because we know that black people in America are consumers. So you're going to run in there and buy it. They'll take the hit right now. They probably had the 2 different versions of their apology already written up, ready to go, knowing what was going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't them who leaked it out and kept on pushing it so that it became a little viral thing. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Because I understand the game. And the game is black Americans are consumers. Consumers of someone else's product. Consumers of vanity. Meaning that I'm not saying there's something wrong with buying something that looks nice, but for some reason we feel like, we act like the black consciousness is that if this store produces it, this store makes it, then it must be good. That if this larger store produces it, then it must be good for me. If it got a logo on it, if it's backed up by some athlete, some singer, some actor, actress, whatever, then it must validate me because it's something nice. Now, never mind the people in your community. Never mind them. Don't pay attention to them. Don't go shop with them. We must shop with those who are big and impressive and they're a large company. You know, we must shop with somebody who slaps their name on a bag that's made in some other country, and that's all they're doing is slapping their name on a bag. That's what they know. That's what they know. And it's not going to change. It's not going to change. I'll just be honest. You know, I don't want to sound defeatist, but here's the problem. The business community will never change that mindset, that consciousness of the consumerism of the African American, Black American, whatever American community you want to call yourself, because it keeps changing. But the business community is not going to change it. The education community is not going to change it. The political community is not going to change it. There is only one group who can change it, and that is the spiritual community. The spiritual community. I'm not just saying Christian. I'm saying Christian. I'm saying Muslim. I'm saying conscious. I'm saying the spiritual community is the only ones who can change it. Now, I've said this many times before in other videos, that as much as a church or a mosque can ask for donations every week, imagine if that same church or mosque told their parishioners, go shop with the businesses in your congregation. That before you go eat at this restaurant, go eat at the restaurant of the person who you sit next to every Sunday or Saturday or whatever day. Instead of you buying clothes or shoes, and they can be name brand. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a person in your community opening up a retail shop and they selling name brand shoes and clothes. But hey, at least if you're going to buy it from them, you're buying it from somebody who's in your community, who may be hiring people who are in your community. And you're building and circulating the dollar with the people in your community. But no, you're running off to these other stores that are owned by other people in other communities who don't give two rat's asses about you. Let's be honest about it. That's what it is. But instead you run somewhere else. You might go to the local barber. You might go to like a hairstylist. You might go to a couple of little restaurants here and there. But let's look at it. The bulk of what you do ain't got nothing to do with your community. Nothing. But if the spiritual community does not change that, because here's the thing that I do know. People will listen and do whatever their spiritual community, whatever their spiritual guys, their spiritual leaders tell them to do, because of one thing: fear of the afterlife. Because of the fear of the afterlife, where am I going? Am I going to heaven? Am I going to hell? Am I going to Samadhi? Where am I going? Because of that fear of the unknown of where you're going to go when you die, and even though you're saying, I know where I'm going, because of that fear, if your pastor, your imam, your spiritual guide, whatever you call the person, if they tell you what to do, you will do it. If they say, hey, this restaurant is owned by somebody in this church, we want y'all to go to that restaurant we want you to commit to going to that restaurant. Y'all will commit in a heartbeat. We want you to commit to going to this dry cleaners who is a member of our church. Y'all will commit. If they tell you, I want you to go to this smoothie shop that's owned by this person, this natural apothecary shop that's owned by somebody in our community, y'all will go. Matter of fact, I guarantee you that there's at least 2-3 people within your community, in your church, that sells apothecary stuff. If you don't know what that is, that means like natural soaps, natural lotions, scrubs, all kinds of stuff like that. The only reason I know a lot more about it right now is the last 4 months, me and my girlfriend been working on it. We came out with our own brand. But I'm saying that the thing is that if somebody, there's at least a couple people in your church, in your mosque, who sells it. If your church, mosque, were to say, hey, go, we want you to shop with them, I guarantee you that if they stood them up on a day and said, this is Bob, this is Shamika, this is Terrell, this is whomever, this is Ali. If they stood them up and said they own blah 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 natural soaps and scrubs, go to their websites right now, pull out your phones right now and put in an order, because we are going to support the businesses in our congregation. I guarantee you that if it's 500 people in that room, that 100 people gonna go in there and make an order. And y'all don't understand what 100 orders would do for a person like that. You don't understand what it does for a person. But instead you run off the Bed Bath & Beyond or Bath Body Works and all these other stores and keep buying their stuff. You run to Walmart and Walgreens and you buy their product there instead of buying stuff from people in your community. Help build them. And I know some people are gonna say, well, it's like crabs in the bucket. We don't want to see each other succeed, so we just pull each other down, and we rather go and help somebody else succeed. We got to stop that mentality. I'm not saying it's not true, but if we keep talking about it, that's what it is, and that's how people are. Think about it. If your child is in the room and they keep hearing you say that day after day, month after month, year after year, then they grow up believing that's just how it is. So you got to change your thought process and your speech pattern in order for the next generation to change their speech pattern, their speech, or not even ever have it, but for them to be of the mindset to buy from the local community person. H&M, Dove, all these companies, they know you're going to get mad, but they know your black dollar is going to come back. They know that your black dollar is built on buying from the biggest brand, and that you have no sense of buying from your community. It doesn't. It's real. It's straight real. I've experienced it. My store used to be in the black community. I appreciate the ones who did support, but it was funny to me. At that time frame, I went to a church of 500 plus people, and I would say that probably less than 1% ever visited my store. Ever. Not like once, not on the regular, ever visited. Less than 1% ever visited the store. And I wasn't prominent, but I was well known in the store. My wife at the time was well known in the church. So it's like, we have businesses in our neighborhoods and we don't even support them. So I don't even see why y'all gonna get mad at H&M. People are gonna be protesting. They're gonna be mad for like the next couple of days, and then they're gonna forget and move on to something else. But for real, why even waste your energy? Just go to H&M and just go ahead and fall for the okie doke. Just go ahead and go to H&M and buy their sale. I guarantee you that they will have a sale within the next 2-3 weeks. They will have a big sale, and I guarantee you they will. And it will be aimed at the black consumer. I can guarantee it, because if I was sitting in their marketing director, I would say, hey, you know a way we can get American black people to buy stuff? Let's piss them off, make them all think they need to protest us, and then about 2 after it dies down, come out with a big sale geared towards the kind of clothing that they like. And I guarantee you they'll buy it. And then we have brought in probably another 13-14% of new customers, and we will then be able to turn them for the lifetime of that customer. I can see sitting in a room and coming up with that, and everybody in the room like, well, we'll take some heat. We might lose about 1% of our customer base by doing that, but after about 6 months, studies have shown that those people will eventually come back because they have the habit of buying from us. So yeah, I think we can take that loss. We can take that hit. We need to go ahead and have our apologies ready and written up, because we're gonna have to apologize for this and got to go spend a lot of money. We might have to donate some money to some organization, the United Negro College Fund or something. But we'll donate like $500,000 or something like that, which is a tax write-off anyway. And yeah, that'll work. Let's do it. Give me a little black boy up here so we can take a picture with this monkey shirt on. Let's do it. If y'all don't think it happens like that, you're fooling yourself, because they understand the habits of community, of mass thinking. So all I'm saying, people, is if you truly want to make a difference in your community, then get your spiritual leaders to push the community to buy from the businesses in their congregation, in their community, where their church is, where their mosque is, where their meetup community center is. Get those leaders that you go see every Sunday, Saturday, whatever day you go, get those leaders to promote the businesses in your groups if you really want to see a change in your community. That's the only way it's going to happen. Only way it's going to happen. It's not going to happen any other way. It's a revolution of money. It's not a revolution of consciousness. It's not a revolution of mind. It's a revolution of money. If you want people like H&M to respect your dollar, show them how important your dollar is by shopping with your community. And you will show them, and then they will respect you. Then the politicians will respect you. Then you can change the school system. Then you can change how you're treated by the police, the local police department. Then you can change the infrastructure that goes on in your community. If you really want to see that change, that's where you start. That's where you start. We can argue about this all day long, but until you get the spiritual leaders to make adjustments, to make the changes, nothing's gonna happen. So I don't shop at H&M already, so it's not gonna make any difference to me whatsoever. But until I see that kind of a shift, then all these protests and all these kind of things about these companies, I really don't give a dang. Really don't care, because I know you're going right back. You're going right back. I guarantee you, y'all buying Dove right now. I guarantee you, I bet you Dove has not been hurt. I might go look it up after I finish this video, but I bet you Dove ain't hurting for nothing. So y'all have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Go and change your spiritual leaders. Challenge them to do something real and tangible for your community by every week. Every week. I would love to see a church or mosque start right this week and say, for the next 52 weeks, we are going to promote the businesses in our congregation, and I guarantee you, it will change the community. I guarantee it. And the businesses in that community, they gotta hire people from that church or that mosque. I guarantee you, if they did it for a year, the significance of the change in that community will be tremendous. And I guarantee you this, pastors and imams and priests, if you did that, many people will start flocking to your organization, your church. So yeah, I know I act like I was about to end this video 5 minutes ago, but I'm for real this time. You gotta free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Join me on Patreon.